behind the palace walls and beneath the crown's weight of tradition, Queen Elizabeth II quietly bore a pain that the world never fully saw her deep. Hidden heartbreak over the estrangement of her grandson, Prince Harry, and his wife Meghan Markle, though she was known globally as a symbol of resilience, dignity, and duty. Those closest to her say that one of the greatest personal sorrows of her later life was watching the bond with Harry, once one of her most adored grandchildren, gradually unravel. From the day Harry introduced Meghan to the royal family, the Queen, ever the guardian of unity, had reportedly welcomed her with warmth and optimism. She saw in Meghan not only the woman who made Harry truly happy, but also a strong, charismatic figure who could help modernize the monarchy and bring new energy to the firm. In private, Elizabeth took special steps to ensure Meghan felt included and respected, from granting her solo engagements to personally inviting her to key family gatherings. The Queen made what many called unprecedented gestures in hopes of fostering harmony. However, the fairy tale sheen began to dull quickly. Media scrutiny, internal friction, and the pressures of royal life seemed to take their toll when Harry and Meghan made the stunning decision in early 2020 to step back from their senior royal roles. A decision announced on Instagram before fully informing the Queen. It is said to have shocked and deeply hurt Her Majesty. Palace insiders have since revealed that Elizabeth felt blindsided and disappointed by the lack of communication. But more than anything, she felt a painful sense of loss for a monarch who had spent her life holding the family together through wars, divorces, and scandals. This public rupture struck a deeply personal chord. According to close sources, she confided in aides and friends about her emotional struggle, admitting she was saddened, not angry, and privately feared the divide would only deepen with time. In the months that followed, the Queen attempted to maintain a bridge to the Sussexes. She kept her Christmas cards warm and handwritten, stayed in touch with Harry, and even expressed hopes of seeing Meghan and the children in the UK again. But as headlines continued to explode from the Oprah Winfrey interview to claims of racism within the institution, Elizabeth was said to be left heartbroken and bewildered. Despite her trademark composure, palace staff noticed a quiet sadness that lingered. She reportedly reread Harry's statements and letters in solitude, seeking to understand where things went wrong. Some sources said she kept a framed photo of Harry and Meghan with Archie on her desk at Windsor long after they moved to California, a sign that despite the turmoil, her love for them endured. The Queen's heartbreak wasn't just about the departure. It was about the public nature of the fallout. The monarchy had survived crises before, but never had such personal matters been aired so publicly, so painfully. The accusations of coldness, neglect, and racism struck at the heart of the family. She had led with devotion for over 7 decades. Still, she refused to allow resentment to rule. In every official statement, her tone remained conciliatory, most notably the line, "Harry, Meghan, and Archie will always be much-loved members of my family." Those words weren't merely protocol. They reflected her genuine emotion. Privately, she instructed staff to ensure that if the Sussexes ever returned to the UK, they would be treated with courtesy and care, regardless of royal status. Toward the end of her life, when Queen Elizabeth's health began to wane, those close to her say she harbored a deep yearning for reconciliation. She hoped Harry would visit more often and that her great-grandchildren would come to know their heritage, not through headlines, but through love and shared history. Her final meetings with Harry, most notably during Prince Philip's funeral and her Platinum Jubilee, were said to be filled with unspoken emotion. Though brief, they offered her moments of connection that she treasured. Still, the full healing she had quietly prayed for never fully came in her lifetime. When the Queen passed away in September 2022, the world mourned the loss of a monarch, but few realized that she also died with a wound in her heart, left by one of the most painful royal family fractures in modern history. Her love for Harry never wavered. And even in Meghan, she saw not a threat, but a family member deserving of kindness and understanding. Queen Elizabeth II's legacy will always include her decades of service and strength, but behind the grandeur and pageantry was a grandmother who spent her final years carrying the quiet ache of a family divided, hoping until her last breath for peace to return to the ones she held so dear.